Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to another video. This is Fishing Vlog number 149, and I found a great deal of ambition this week to work on the fish room. I have done an awful lot of pruning. This is the Java fern I attached to the log last week, and it's obviously doing fine. It's a very tough plant. It hasn't really started growing yet, but in about 6 months that's going to be quite interesting. I did not get to cleaning this yet, but I have reduced the amount of mulm in this tank drastically. I have nothing against mulm. Mulm has its uses, but I like to keep it in, a reasonable amount. And what I've done, as you can see here, as we pan to the left, is I have potted up a great deal of plants. A bit of Val and a lot of Red Luigia. Now, there's more stuff that's going to happen to this, but I do want to keep the nice open look to this. This is a tank with a lot of space, and I can, grow fish quite nicely in it. And I do plan on putting a slate there on the right, probably one in the middle as well, and one on the left. Hopefully I'll get that done for next week. And then I'm going to stick a heater in here, and we'll see what the angels are going to do. I would like them to pair off. Every now and then I kind of get the hint that they are, but I definitely want them to actually, consider, actually having more babies. This is as far back as I can go, but I think I got the entire tank in there. And there you go. It's progress. Now I'm showing you this not because I want to show you yet again how crazy this is growing, but because I've done something to this. I decided, well, you saw the Red Luigia. Well, what I did is I took a pair of scissors and I went right down to the right side of this tank and I just cut it all off and pulled it all out. Some of it went up into the 7-foot tank, but I pretty much removed all the plants from here, and you can see it's nice and open and clean now. I do plan on obviously putting some plants back in this, and I like the look. I think I prefer that to, well, the one on the right for sure, because that's just stupid. Obviously, I let that grow way too long, but I wanted to see if the Red Luigi was going to continue to grow outside the aquarium. And I think I've proved that, so in the next week or two, I am going to also do the same thing to, well, this entire row here, and get rid of almost all that. Now, the other thing I've done, this is the leak-proof canister filter. It has proven itself. It is time to do something different in here. So what I did is, again, I pulled an awful lot of Red Luigia, and I started the process of cleaning this up. You can see a little bit of that purplish color, reddish color. These are the reason I'm actually going to get rid of the leak-proof canister filter. I'm going to put a box filter in here and probably another version of it just to try stuff out. It's infested with those snails. There's nothing technically wrong with them, but I find they get stuck in things, and they tend to burrow under gravel, so you're not entirely sure how many you have until you start pulling everything out. This is just after I pulled a whole pile of stuff out, and you can see to the right there, that tank is a lot cleaner and clearer. I mean, this tank was fine. There was nothing really wrong with it. But anyway, I did a bunch of work. I scrubbed down the bottom of the tank, got rid of that reddish purple algae. Again, it wasn't a big deal as far as the fish go, but I didn't really care for the look of it. So I'm going to get rid of it and put a box filter in here, and then of course go on further. One of the things I noticed, and this is very interesting, there's going to be an experiment coming up. These two containers were in that tank and they had the Red Luigi in them, and they both were growing a lot of it. But the one on the right with the holes at the bottom had a very substantial amount of roots throughout the whole container. It was basically almost root bound. Whereas the one on the left, even though the plant was growing really well, there was hardly any root development at all. And other than that, other than the holes, it is identical. There's no difference between the two things, because one's square and one's round, but I don't think that's a big deal. But I'm going to make up two containers. They're going to be the same dimensions. I'm going to put a bunch of holes around the bottom one of them, and we're going to see if the Red Luigia will grow better under those conditions. So anyway, they're going to be in the same tank, and you'll see that coming up in the near future. Very happy with this tank. They're growing really well. I'm getting a lot more babies, and that's great, because what I want to do is I want to start dividing this up a little bit getting the colony spread out a bit more. As you can see, there's a bunch of babies there. I'm pushing this down, of course, because I want to check for duckweed. There's still a little bit there. I'm keeping up on it. Well, like I said, I did a lot in the fish room this week, and I'm kind of getting ahead of things, which is nice for a change. I mean, I was so busy with the new work that I had to do for the last little while. But spring's here, and like I said, it just sort of motivated me to come down and spend some time here and get some stuff done. And you're going to see a lot of changes in the next few weeks, plus a few more experiments, and dare I say, possibly even another video a week, once a week, instead of just doing the one. But we'll see how that goes. This is another colony of guppies that may need to be divided up soon. The females are just ready to pop again, and the reason why I'm showing it to you again is I've actually managed to clear this tank up a little bit. I have changed how I do the water changes in here. Instead of just tilting that down and filling it with tap water, I've been using a 7-foot tank water to repopulate this for water, because I find the cories prefer it that way, and I'm hoping to stimulate them into breeding. Had to show you this guy because, well, I really like this colony. I am going to consolidate all my killies into this one aquarium for a short period of time because, well, they're not breeding. Oh, no, actually, never mind. There's a baby right there. I didn't spot that when I was looking in the tank, but anyway, I do want to consolidate for a little bit because I want to clean some tanks up, rearrange things, and then, of course, I'm going to set up another colony of these for breeding, because there's a lot of males in here. They don't seem to fight too much, but I do want to control it as much as I can. Of course, if you have one male and 3 or 4 females, the breeding is much more prolific, and that's kind of semi-important because they're not a long-lived fish. And if I don't keep on top of it, of course, I'll end up with, well, running out of something. And I don't want to do that. It took a long time to get them, and I don't want to end up losing the colony. This is fine. Not happy with it yet. It does need some work, but it's starting to grow. And, well, there's this. Like I said, I did a lot of work in the basement, but didn't get here. There's a bunch of stuff I want to do with this as well, and I'll get to it. Anyway, it's one of those things. You can only expect so much. I will do what I can. I mean, the water's nice and clear. The fish are fine. But there's another video I have coming up involving levels of plants and fish growth and things along those lines. And I have some interesting ideas involving that, and we'll see how it all ends up. And as always, please leave comments. Let me know what you think of all this. Ideas for projects. I'm going to show you the sump here, by the way. Always seems to be a collection of the guppies down in here. Again, they're doing really quite well. So anyway, as I said, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video, and bye for now.